Alright, guys. So excited. I have to remove this, by the way. How do I remove this? Can I just put this here? Yeah. Alright, that was my little WTL. So they can keep an eye on me. Opening match of the lower bracket final is going to be Reynor versus Elazer. Starting map is RotterdaM Station. And we'll just take it from there. It is very hard to plan too far in advance for this clan war, because obviously I think all players are good players, are capable of beating each other. So I don't know how it's gonna go. It's gonna be a roller coaster, but let's hope that we can finally make some Terrans bleed. Toot, toot, toot. I don't know what you're asking, TZV Rubin. If you're asking to watch the stream without anything on it, that is technically not meant to be shared, but it's not really rocket science to figure it out, because you will see it when it refreshes. So there is a channel. If you just want to watch the matches without any sound, you could watch it over
versus Team Liquid.
But that is technically
Team 1.
Not allowed, but it's not a very well
Let's
kept
start
secret.
the game.
And then on top of that, there are a whole bunch of casters and streamers out there. If you don't want to watch my channel, you can watch any other channel. Wardy is covering it, Statfast should be covering it, Cranky Duckling should be covering it. I will be rooting for these boys, guys. In the top right side of RotterdaM Station, we are looking at the main base of the man that's representing BASILISK. He's pumped up. It's the Italian stallion. It's Reynor. In the bottom left side, we are looking at the main base of the man that's representing Team Liquid. The Polish Zerg, a veteran, Miko, aka Elazer. You didn't realize there was no official cast? Yeah, there is an official cast, but that is just in Mandarin. Obviously, for tournaments, to hire casters to work on a different channel to provide an official neutral commentary, like that costs money, right? And that's probably not money that they want to spend. They are very focused on, I think, their audience, but they are at least very chill to us and say like, hey, anybody who wants to give commentary to these games, be our guest. So commentators, the foreign ones, do not get paid to cover these games, but what we do get is amazing content that we can show to our audience. There is a Reynor is singing. Yeah, he likes to hype himself up. Somebody said Statfast overslept. I don't think Statfast really overslept. I just think that we are starting earlier than we were supposed to, but that was shared with us yesterday. And it's obviously very early over on the East Coast. So we're free to be as biased as we want. Yes, I also explained this in my comment, because I don't want to explain this throughout the entire day. I know that obviously we're going to have people stop by the channel today that normally don't stop by. And they may be wondering like, why the hell is this commentator so biased? It's like, well, because I can. It's my Twitch channel. I can act however I want, as long as it is within the TOS, obviously, and it will be. And I will show love and respect to the opponents, of course. And if they do amazing stuff, I will still appreciate it as a Starcraft fan. But let there be no mistake that I am going to be biased. Elazer is going to open up triple hatch, guys. Triple hatch gasless. This is one of the things that Reynor did talk to me about, that he was a tiny bit concerned of. As we can see at the bottom of our screen, Reynor is mining a little bit of gas, not a whole lot. But yeah. This is RotterdaM Station. It's a pretty crazy map where you can get away with greed. Reynor is also still going up to 3 bases very quickly. You can still give some unbiased territory. It doesn't hurt. No, it doesn't hurt. But in the end, I am very invested in the success of my team. So I am going to do my best to obviously root for them, cheer for them. Today I am just a fan, mate. And if you don't like that, once more, you are free to watch it anywhere else. I will not blame anyone if they don't want to listen to a biased commentator, but that is how I am going to do it today. That is what makes me happy. I think that is what is expected from my team as well. I don't think they would be very happy if I sit there and I'm like, wow, Elazer takes down Reynor, woohoo! Like, no, it's not gonna happen. Nobody forces you to be here, matey. I am a Liquid fan as well. I love Team Liquid. I love everything they've done for StarCraft over the last 13, 14 years. As I said, we'll always be kind and respectful. Good luck to Mana. Hello, Mana. Have fun, mate. Good luck, good luck. We're going to fight hard, fight fair, and we're going to root for our boys. That's the way we're going to do it. Reynor has dropped the Evolution Chamber, fired up the lair, dropped the Roach War, and both players are in all-out macro mode so far. As I said, RotterdaM is a very unique map because of that pocket expand where you can go up to 3 bases. a lot safer and a lot easier than you can in any other map in ZVZ. Despite the fact that Reynor took a gas a little bit earlier, he's still a little bit ahead in the attacking department. I gotta say, that gives me confidence. Roddy versus Clem when? I don't know if that Claymore is ready. I know Clem, he's sweating. I showed him a clip the other day to assert my dominance. You guys saw it, some highlights of Roddy landing some Purification Novas on the army of Clem. Could very well happen again today. The only thing I'm kind of upset about is Roddy making fun of my hockey team. Mate, if you support a hockey team called the Hamburg Freezers, that's not up to me. I'm sorry, but that is going to be funny to everyone. That's not you. Hamburg Freezers. Reynor, Elazer is the one who fires up 12 roaches, guys. He has stopped making drones. Reynor is still building drones. This is already where I get a tiny bit concerned, because this is also a map where you can get a creep highway. This is the kind of map Reynor is scouting, though. And I think he sees a lack of drones there, guys. Reynor didn't see everything. Okay, it's a Nidus. It's Queen Roach Nidus. Yeah, it could have been a highway. It can also be a Nidus, because this is a large map. Now, as long as Reynor can just deny any Nidus from going up. Okay, we have some spotting overlords. We don't have vision, indeed, of the corner, as he is playing on the Jack Frost, by the way. Big moment here, guys. Very early on into our clan war. BASILISK versus Team Liquid. Opening match. Elazer is going to play it with a lot of heart and commitment. And he's going to try to get Nidus networks up. Reynor is keeping an eye on some of these units. We're getting some spines. We're up 13 drones. That is a lot. Okay, I love this. Reynor is dialed in, baby. Spreading more overlords to get as much vision of his main as possible. He knows that any Nidus that comes up is dangerous. And as long as the Nidus doesn't come up, Reynor is going to be cooking. I think I like where this is going, but ask me again a minute from now. It's a lot of roaches on the way. I mean, Reynor's supply looks mighty fine. And Elazer may very well be abandoning the mission. I mean, is going up to 4 bases, is going to drone up now. So yeah, then I still like it. It's a bit of an awkward fight here, because obviously Reynor has to go through his own little wall off and his choke point. But Elazer cancelled the Nidus by the looks of it. Maybe he saw that Reynor's scouting was good. Maybe he figured out that he was not going to catch Reynor off guard. Reynor with a follow-up scout might be a tiny bit concerned about Aspire now, as we drop a Contaminate as well in the Evolution Chamber to slow down those upgrades. Reynor's upgrades are mighty fine, guys. +1 missile attacks is done. We have double Evo. Carapace is on the way, as Elazer is still working on his +1. What is happening? That is heavy therapy, and I think you're missing the point, mate. I don't know if you're trying to troll me or if you're arguing. that is not a thing. If I am on my own Twitch channel, that is not a thing. If I get hired by WTL, if I get hired by ESL, I will, of course, do my very best to be as neutral as possible. If I am just having fun on my own Twitch channel, you can go live too, and you can have fun on your Twitch channel. There's no such thing as someone with my status needs to do X or Y. No. Do you know what my job is on Twitch, mate? My job is on Twitch to have fun. And I'm gonna have fun today, and I'm gonna be rooting for my boys. I don't think it's rocket science, but if you're unhappy with it, once more, you're not forced to be here, matey. Reynor is maxed out and has an upgrade lead, as he's gonna try to see if he can make something happen here. Elazer's got a strong defensive concave. If they hire me, if let's say we live in a world, and hopefully that happens, where WTL gets produced offline, as Reynor is gonna try one more time, so we'll cover that later. I don't think there's too much we can do here. I mean, obviously upgrades are very important. The positioning of the Ravagers is important, but I think both players doing a good job so far in keeping their Ravagers safe, as both of them have Hive on the way. The one of the Elazer is done, so Elazer is a little bit quicker on the Hive. Like, hopefully, guys, in a dream world 2024, we have an offline event, as Elazer made a little mistake here with a couple of these Ravagers. They are exposed. I still think this map is a little bit too big to just keep on pouncing. Defender's advantage should be massive here. I don't know if I love the fight, but so far so good, I guess. As Elazer is investing in Groove Spines, is investing in Hydras. Reynor is surprising me here, guys. That went better than I thought, even with the defender's advantage that Elazer had. Reynor is very close to killing that hatch as he wants to get a few more ravages. This is looking mighty fine, guys. I think we're off to a pretty good start here. As that hatch is 1 or 2 hits away from dying. It will go down to the Crucible. The Brootlings will flank. It's a tiny bit annoying, but now we're looking at 4 base Reynor against 3 base Elazer, and he's up 2 upgrades. Always a bit scary if we lose a lot of units, that the counterattack is devastating, but so far Reynor is playing good. Felt that he was dialed in, the scouting was good, the reactions were good, he played it safe. Elazer knows that he needs a Hail Mary play, so he is gonna go for the Knight as round 2. But this time around, that is not for roaches, it's obviously with the idea of getting a couple of lurkers to the other side of the map. It's gonna take a long time before he has his lurker upgrades. Elazer does have a lot of roaches and ravages coming down this ramp. The upgrades are still heavily in favor of Reynor. Obviously Reynor had a pretty nice concave as well at the bottom of this very large ramp. I mean, these kinds of trades are perfectly fine. I think we're off to a good start here, guys, as Reynor has taken an 80 supply lead. And Jack Frost, the Rizzler, as he likes to refer to himself, takes the 1-0 lead for Basilisk. So now Team Liquid and Elazer have loser pick, and they can pick any map besides the map that we have vetoed. They can even pick the map that they have vetoed, but that would not be possible because they vetoed Red Hussat. They can still pick it themselves, but obviously since it was the starting map, it has to be a different map. So Elazer can pick any map that is not Hecate. We as a team have decided to veto Hecate. To go back to our thing that I feel like was perfectly covered in my comment, but since it is still confusing to 1 or 2 people out there. If there is a world where in 2024 we have a big offline event and the WTL finals happen offline, and they have a dedicated English stream where they hire commentators, I would love to be neutral. I would love to be there, I'd love to be invited, and I would obviously do my best to be a professional and be neutral. Of course, deep down inside, I'd still be rooting for Basilisk, but people wouldn't notice. But on my own Twitch channel, where I am just here because of my love for the game and my love for the team, I don't have to do X, Y, or Z. Who would force me to do this? That's not a thing. My channel, I can have fun. I'm gonna have fun. And the good news is that you guys can also watch it on other channels where the commentators will probably be neutral. Maybe they have their own favorites. Maybe they will be rooting for a certain team. I don't know. That's the last I will say about it. And no, I'm obviously, like, I'm not gonna be ridiculous, guys. I think you guys know we've done this many times before that I'm not gonna be ridiculous. But will I make it obvious that I'm cheering for Basilisk? Of course, I'm not hiding it. Be weird if I wasn't. Hello, Johan. Of course I am, mate. And I know deep down inside you are too. Round 2.
Round 2. Fight!
Bottom right side of Oceanborn. We are looking at the main base of the Italian Stallion, taking the 1-0 lead for us here in the lower bracket finals. Basilisk Reynor. Top left side, we are looking at the main base of the man who managed to go all the way to the grand finals in GSL vs. the World, and also won a DreamHack Masters Valencia many years ago. Team Liquid's Elazer. A fun fact about Elazer that I think a lot of people sometimes forget about him is that there was a time that he was the foreigner that had the deepest run ever at BlizzCon. I believe the year was 2016, but it could have been 15 or 17 as well. I'm pretty bad in keeping those years apart. And Elazer made it all the way to the semifinals after defeating Showtime in the quarterfinals. And at that point, no non-Korean had ever gone that far at BlizzCon. The following year, Elazer made it into the top 8 of BlizzCon again, but back then he lost to Special. I think those years were 2016 and 2017. Thank you, Beef Stewie, for the 10 months. I have just disabled my alerts, because obviously I don't want to be too distracted by text-to-speech and whatnot. Also the first foreigner to beat Dark. I don't know if he was the first foreigner to beat Dark, but he was indeed the one that snapped that very long winning streak that Dark had. There was a time where Dark would just never, ever, ever lose to non-Korean players. Up to the point where he won like 50, 60, 70 series in a row, whatever it was. And it was Elazer on that BlizzCon that I previously mentioned that stopped the streak back then. Super important to win a map here to keep Reynor alive. Yeah. Obviously, Doom scenario avoided. Like, it is important that you don't plan too far ahead. I think the motto of today, as I've been watching a lot of Seal, is that we are never out of the fight. So there is no need to panic whenever things go right or wrong, but it is very difficult to plan too far in advance. All these players are good, they're capable of beating each other. But yeah, it would have been a doom start if Reynor would have lost 0-2. That doom start is avoided. Now let's hope that Reynor can stay on, because that would be massive. Hello, Saver. Reynor going up to 3 bases, as Elazer already has a Zergling speed on the way. Reynor has enough gas income to fire it up real soon, and hopefully he will. Obviously, this is a different map. We have no pocket expand. There is a chance that Elazer makes a lot of links, that he makes a lot of maybe Ling, Roach, Bane of Hatchery Tech. First 16 links get fired up immediately. This can get scary, guys, rather quickly. Reynor is making a lot of drones at this point. What he will see, though, with his Overlord is that that hatchery hasn't been taken yet, but there's a Roach Warren going up behind this. Maybe Elazer is just making these links to not make a Baneling nest, but I'm starting to get a tiny bit suspicious. The orange bubble at the top side of our screen indeed represent the lives that we have. Both teams still have 4 lives. Reynor is building units down. That's very important. I just hope it is not too late. I don't think it is too late. Elazer is sitting on a lot of links, guys. He's hiding them. He's waiting. He's baiting Reynor to go back into droning. And Reynor is making 1 or 2 drones. Elazer is doing the same thing at the moment. Surprised that... Okay, there we go. Elazer is now going to reveal his hand that he has made a lot of Zerglings. Reynor immediately queues up 10 links. The fact that Reynor made those links right before this is massive for us. Queens are here to obviously buy a little bit of time. I think in this choke point, as long as the links don't get a full surround and everything, we're going to be okay. Elazer is now going to dance between the queens, the links, and that hatchery. 1 or 2 drones, unfortunately, there were stuck. I mean, they soaked up some damage. Another drone will fall, but this is all very acceptable. Reynor survives. He's down still a couple of links. I think he didn't really have to lose those drones. But in return, Reynor kills an Overlord. And we'll take that. Say it's relatively even at this point. Obviously, Reynor mined a little bit more, had a quicker expand. Killing that OV is kind of big. Both players firing up a lair, and I think the longer the games stay normal, the more I like it for the men from Basilisk. As I think Elazer is obviously a world-class Zerg player as well. I do think that if games go normal, the longer it goes, the bigger the armies gets, the more bases both players will have. I think the more likely it is that Reynor can bring it home. Elazer will, however, drop that Spire very quickly. This is something that can be rather difficult to scout. I think that Reynor had an Overlord here for a while, but either he lost it to the Queens. Oh my goodness, Reynor only has 6 links at the moment. Does have a lot of Roaches in production tab. Roaches in choke points are very good. But by losing those links, guys, and making all these Roaches are not going to be very useful against the Spire follow-up of Elazer. Unless Reynor would like drop a Nidus immediately and have a Queen Ling Nidus, but seems like that is not going to happen. Elazer is going to get away with this quick Spire. He's even faking Reynor out. This is some really cool play by Elazer, guys. Spreading out the Overlords, creating a bit of a creep highway with the idea of like, hey Reynor, you should be careful. I'm ready to attack you. I'm ready to make a lot of Roaches. This scout is decent. That scout could be even better. I mean, it's obviously a tiny bit late, guys, but it's still so much better that Reynor sees it now than that he never sees it. And what is the plan now for Reynor? Reynor knows that he's got way more Roaches than his opponent. He's making links. Is Reynor going to attack? Is there a world where he can hit before Mutas are out? 8 Mutas get fired up. Will Reynor Nidus, maybe? To get Queens? Is he going to make... He doesn't have Overlord speed, right? I don't know if he can do this, though. I don't know if this attack can still hit. Now, it's going to take a little while before Mutas can clean up that many Roaches. Elazer is already evacuating the third to make sure that he won't lose too many drones there. It's going to be interesting. Mutas will kill Roaches. Roaches without Roach speed running to the other side of the map. Reynor is just going to try to get into the natural. This is a big play. A lot of these units are going to die. Now, the only question is, how many drones will Reynor get? Most of the drones have been sent into the main by the looks of it. I mean, this is a lot of Roaches, guys. The Lynx are counterattacking, though, on the other side of the map. But Reynor is taking, I think, pretty good care of his drones. Lost a couple of workers, but he's gonna kill a whole lot more. Muda count is climbing. So far, it's decent damage what Reynor is doing, but Reynor needs a little more than decent damage. We need great damage to justify losing all these roaches. It's a lot of lost mining time. It's a lot of indirect damage. As the roaches are now going to work on that spire, but spires are pretty tanky, so we're not going to kill that. At least picking up a few more roaches is nice. It is also nice to keep an eye on what Elazer is building. Reynor gets out of all of that with a pretty nice supply lead. We have all of our queens still. We have energy. Spores maybe tiny bit late, but the Mudas don't have tactical jump, so it's going to take a little while before they make it to the other side of the map. And the next 30 seconds are going to be very important, but I believe it's looking alrighty, guys. By making all these roaches and sending them to the other side of the map, he obviously forced Elazer to get a lot of ground units as well. But the ground units of Elazer are not going to make his damage on this side of the map spiral. I would say it's good, but it's still a game. Reynor is sitting on some minerals, maybe just waiting for the Hydra then to come online. As he has a follow-up scout with the Overseer. I would love to see if Elazer is dropping any other structures. What Elazer is rebuilding, if it's going to be more Mudas. If it's maybe Muda Ling Bane. Is skill is available for today? Well, mate, I would like to let you know that the captain of Team Liquid did not share that information with me. Shocking, I know, right, guys? It's almost like they are rooting for their team. I don't know. We counted on Skillers being available, but it could have been Reynor versus Skillers first. It could have been Reynor versus Elazer first. It was pretty obvious that their Terrans hate RotterdaM, as they have vetoed RotterdaM throughout the entire playoffs. So we knew that it was going to be Elazer or Skillers. Look, since it turned out to be Elazer, I think Skillers might not be available. I mean, Elazer is great, but so is Nikita, and especially on a map like RotterdaM. I think if Skillers was available, they would have probably gone for Skillers. So I'm going to say that I don't think he's available. Yeah, I expect the other two players obviously to be Clem and Cure. It would be shocking if it's not. Reynor has a lot of Hydras, has a lot of Ravages, guys. Elazer has tried to recover. He's sitting on a lot of money, by the way. Elazer, that is, has not been able to spend his money, and he is forced to tap out. With 1,400 minerals and 1,400 gas in the bank, perhaps he did not expect the move out there. It is Reynor who gets us off to a very good start. A 2-0. And we will take it from there. Second map in this clan war is... Let me take a look quickly. Was it Oceanborn? Did I remember that correctly? Second map is... Oh no, Solaris, guys. Solaris is going to be map 2. Oceanborn is map 4. Golden Aura is map 3. So Basilisk 2-0. Well, 1-0 overall. Reynor 2-0 Elazer. We're going to settle that prediction. Now Team Liquid has to choose. Who do they send next? Is it Clem? Is it Cure? Or do they truly surprise us? And is it Mana or Skillers? We obviously expect Clem or Cure. I don't know actually. I mean, it's not up to me, right? Thank you to the Speed Racer. 2-0 Reynor. 81% of you guys believed that our boy was going to win 2-0, and he did. We're gonna wait. You think they sent Cure? I have no idea actually. I have legit no idea. I'm going to miss a little bit of the in-between, guys. Alright, it is Cure versus Reynor. They sent Cure. Roddy versus Demu. Cure versus Reynor. Best of 2. Starting map Solaris.